Welcome to Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News, your daily go-to source for the best small cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. Today, we're not just skimming the headlines, we're diving into the details, the stuff that could really matter. Got a lot happening. Lion One Metals, looks like a big gold expansion maybe. Quantum BioPharma, moving forward with an MS therapy. Then there's Canadian Gold Corp, finding more gold deep down. Cybercatch with a new AI cybersecurity angle for healthcare. And Oh My Gold Mines, high grades, pointing to a potential resource boost. Okay, let's get right into it. What you need to know. First up, Lion One Metals. That's TSX Venture, LIO, and OTCQX, LOMLF. The headline just hit. Lion One Metals hits high-grade gold at Tuvatu, eyes major expansion in Fiji. Sounds pretty significant.
Oh, absolutely. That headline hints at it, but it's the drilling results, the actual numbers that really jump out. Lion One reported, get this, 54.16 grams per ton, gold over 1.9 meters.
Wow.
And yeah, inside that there was a section, 0.6 meters, hitting 156.55 grams per ton.
156 grams. That's
It really is. I mean, you have to remember, lots of successful mines work with grades in the single digits. You know, these are exceptional numbers.
Okay, so not just a one-off good hit. The news implies this could mean something bigger for the whole project.
Exactly. They're seeing these high grades extending deep up to 90 meters below where they're currently working underground and 55 meters deeper than their current resource model. Think of it like exploring a building and finding really valuable stuff way down in the foundations you didn't know about. It suggests the whole thing could be much bigger.
Right. So serious expansion potential for the gold resource there.
Definitely points that way. Significant potential, yes.
And what about timing? Anything for investors looking, sooner rather than later? Is their production mentioned?
Yes, good point. They mentioned their Ura shrinkage stope. It's being developed now. And they expect it to start contributing to gold production this July, actually.
Okay, July. So that's pretty near term.
It is. So you've got the big picture expansion story, but also some near-term production news. Plus, they handle a lot in-house drilling, assays. Gives them an edge, potentially.
Right. Efficiency.
Yeah.
So the key takeaway for Lion One Metals, LIO and LOMLF, these really high-grade hits suggest major resource expansion potential. Plus, near-term production coming online could really change the long-term picture for the mine. Okay. Next, Quantum BioPharma, NASDAQ, QNTM, and also QNTM on the CSE. Headline. Quantum BioPharma advances groundbreaking MS therapy with completion of key toxicity studies. Sounds like a critical step in biotech.
It absolutely is a crucial milestone. Finishing these 90-day toxicity studies, the oral toxicokinetic studies for Lucid-MS, it clears the path for them to submit their IND application. That's the investigational new drug application to the FDA. They're targeting that by the end of 2025.
Okay, IND to the FDA. And for those of us maybe not following biotech day-to-day, why is just finishing toxicity studies such a big signal?
Well, fundamentally, these studies show the drug is reasonably safe, for testing people over a certain time. Getting through this stage successfully, it cuts down a major early risk factor. And what's really interesting about Lucid-MS is the approach. It's described as first in class. It targets myelin degradation. That's kind of the core problem in multiple sclerosis, instead of just managing symptoms, which is what many current treatments do.
Ah, okay. So myelin, that's the protective coating on nerves, and MS damages that.
Exactly. And that damage causes all the debilitating effects. So a drug that addresses the degradation itself, that's different.
So if it works, that could be huge, right, in terms of the market?
Potentially, yes. The global market for MS therapies estimated around, $30 billion? If they can show this works and it's safe in human trials, a therapy targeting the root cause could grab a significant slice of that pie.
30 billion. Wow.
Yeah, even a small share would mean huge potential revenue for Quantum. And they also have that small royalty stake in Celli Nutrition Corp, another little potential income stream.
Okay, so investor focus for Quantum BioPharma, QNTM. They've passed a key safety hurdle for a novel MS therapy, one that actually targets the disease mechanism. Now they're aiming for FDA submission, positioning them for a shot at a massive market. All right, let's shift back to gold. Canadian Gold Corp, TSX Venture, CGC. Headline, Canadian Gold Corp expands south zone at Tartan Mine with high-grade intercepts, so extending known gold.
That's the story here, yeah. They've announced a pretty significant extension, 310 meters vertically for the south zone at their Tartan Mine up in Manitoba. And this is well below their 2017 resource estimate.
310 meters deeper.
Vertically, yes. And what should really grab your attention are the grades they hit in that extension. They reported 9.4 grams per ton gold over 3.3 meters. And within that, a richer bit, 19.3 grams per ton over nearly a meter.
Okay, finding that kind of grade deep down, that must have a big impact on how you potentially mine it, right? The economics.
It certainly can. Often, when you find good grades at depth, it means you might be able to access more gold more efficiently. Maybe less horizontal tunneling needed for the same amount of ounces. It can definitely improve the potential cost effectiveness of mining. This extension suggests the South Zone could be, well, a much bigger part of the overall picture.
And the release mentioned this South Zone might eventually rival their main zone in depth. This is pretty deep.
Exactly. If it keeps going with this kind of grade and depth potential, yeah, it could seriously increase the total gold resource at Tartan. And remember, this mine already has infrastructure from when it produced before, so finding more gold like this makes the idea of restarting it potentially much more attractive economically.
Got it. So for Canadian Gold Corp, CGC on the venture. Key result is that big 310-meter vertical step out with high grades. At a past producer, no less. Could really sweeten the pot for a potential restart. Okay, switching gears completely now. CyberCatch Holdings, Inc., TSX Venture, CYBE. Headline: CyberCatch unveils AI-driven cybersecurity solution for 600,000 U.S. healthcare providers. Cybersecurity, especially healthcare, always a hot topic.
A critical one, yeah. And CyberCatch is tackling it with an AI-based platform. It's specifically designed to help healthcare providers comply with what's called HICP, Health Industry Cybersecurity Practices.
So not just general cyber protection, but really tailored for healthcare rules and regs.
Precisely. The platform keeps an eye on risks continuously. It uses automated tests, checking external systems, internal networks, even trying simulated social engineering attacks to find weaknesses.
Okay, proactive monitoring.
Right. But here's what I think is particularly interesting from, an investor angle. If a healthcare provider uses their platform and achieves compliance, they become instantly eligible for a discounted cyber insurance policy.
Ah, okay. So there's a direct, tangible financial incentive tied to using their system, beyond just better security.
Exactly. And you need that incentive because the cost of getting it wrong is enormous. Think about this. The average cost of a healthcare data breach in the U.S. For 2024, nearly $10 million.
Ouch. $10 million average cost.
Yeah. So CyberCatch offers a way to proactively defend against that and potentially lower your insurance costs at the same time. It's a pretty compelling pitch.
Okay, the investor angle for CyberCatch, CYBE. AI platform for healthcare cybersecurity compliance, tied directly to eligibility for cheaper cyber insurance. That's a clear value proposition in a sector facing huge breach costs. All right, last one for today. Oh My Gold Mines Corp, PSX Venture OMG, and OTCQB OMGGF. Headline: Oh My Gold expands why not deposit with high-grade drill results, eyes major resource upgrade. Another gold explorer? Something like they're onto something too.
Seems that way. Oh My Gold has put out some very encouraging high-grade results from their We Not deposit down in Guyana. Investors should definitely note intercepts like 8.51 grams per ton gold over 9.3 meters. That's capped, by the way. Also 3.56 grams per ton over almost 22 meters and 2.32 grams over nearly 20 meters.
Those are pretty good widths with solid grades.
They are. And the key point, as the headline suggests, is where they found this gold. These intercepts are mostly outside the area defined in their current 2024 resource estimate and outside the pit they outlined in their PEA, their preliminary economic assessment.
Ah, so it's not just confirming what they thought was there, it's adding potentially new ounces.
That's exactly what it suggests. They've drilled a lot this year already, over 13,700 meters in 2025. So they're clearly building a case for a significantly larger resource. They expect to update their resource estimate and that PEA later this year.
And oh my, that name rings a bell. Wasn't that a huge mine historically?
It absolutely was. The Oh My mine produced over 3.7 million ounces of gold in the past. So there's a known pedigree there. These new results suggest there's still plenty left to find. And importantly, they're hitting these grades at depths that could potentially be mined via open pit. They even mentioned the possibility of a near-surface starter pit, which could really help the economics early on.
Okay, so for Oh My Gold Mines, OMG and OMGGF. High-grade hits largely outside the current resource, pointing strongly towards a bigger resource estimate coming later this year. Plus, the context of a major past-producing mine adds to the story. So there you have it, a quick run-through, a deep dive into 5 small caps making news right now. For Lion One Metals, LIO, LOMLF, it's those eye-popping high grades and the deep potential suggesting serious resource growth. Quantum BioPharma, QNTM, clearing that key toxicity hurdle for its novel MS therapy, huge market potential there. Canadian Gold Corp, CGC, showing significant vertical extension with high grades at Tartan, possibly making a restart look much better. Cybercatch, CYBE, offering that AI solution with a really interesting built-in insurance angle for healthcare. And Oh My Gold Mines, OMG, OMGGF, delivering the drill results that look set to expand their gold resource significantly.
Right. And the crucial question now really is for you, the listener, the investor, which of these situations offers the risk reward profile that fits your strategy best? Each one shows potential, definitely. But, it's the small cap space. Thorough due diligence is always, always key. But look, the innovation, the discoveries happening here, they can lead to pretty substantial returns if you're informed. Think of these highlights as maybe your jumping off point for some deeper digging.